Why hello, and welcome to some what I'm going to call bonus content for Call of Cthulhu. I have the option, or had the option, in my first playthrough of selecting two other things for this, for the ending. So I'm going to quickly take a look at what the other endings are. I've had a few hours since completing the game to really kind of sit back, think about it, etc., etc.
You were waiting for me.
Yes. When I finally discovered the truth, I knew you would come.
And I really do feel like I need to play through the game again in a completely different way.
What did you learn?
I believe there are 4, potentially 5 endings to the game. This one here, we can only select if we have Master Occultism, and I believe that's the one that ends in one particular way. I can't remember with these, which we
Look around you.
which we selected before.
Falling apart. You must stop this madness.
I think actually we selected the other one first time.
This will be your decision. One man only, prepared by the trials and revelations, holds the power to change.
I do really like that kind of rip and tear in space in the background.
A truth seeker. One of the rare humans who is able to.
It's really cool. The kind of fragile veil between dimensions.
I feel the truth in your words.
Because it was written, or, as I like to see it, painted on the canvas of fate.
Pierce, help me!
I don't know if we can save Drake here. Because we could Drake could have died earlier. And I do wonder if there's a way that we can save him here. That dagger though. Yeah, the ending cinematics are actually in, you know, they're movies, they're little movie clips, so you can actually view the different pieces of them in the game files folder. And some of them are chopped up in such a way as they offer alternate takes on events. So, for example, one version of this doesn't show Drake here, because, you know, if he dies earlier in the game, obviously he's not going to show up at the end. Right, did not selecting. Right, so we performed the ritual before. We have the option of performing a counter ritual, and we can sacrifice ourselves. I am going to see what this does. First of all, roll credits. Oh yeah, actually roll credits. Well, I suppose that makes sense. We did just shoot ourselves in the head, so it's there's not really any way that they can continue onwards with an ending for that. Now, is there a bit after the credits? Yes, there is. So he's taking the sign off the door because we did. And there's one of the paintings with us blowing our brains out. Quite graphically. I like the fact that the blood splatter very much looks like it's tentacles as well, kind of burrowing their way out of his brain. Nameless cults. Achievement unlocked. Refused to take part in the ritual. Okay. Let's see now then what happens if we choose the counter ritual. Okay, this time we are going to perform the counter ritual. Oh! Shot you in the face. Ooh. Oh. Oh, it's that cool black ink effect. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh dear lord. That sound effect. Ooh. Oh, I think we may have just... Oh, we've absorbed all of the ink and stuff into us. All of the paint. And in doing so, it looks like we've gone... Yeah, we're going to be in a padded cell here, aren't we? We're going to have gone nuts. We're just going to be sitting catatonic in a cell. Yes.
We doubled the dosage as you asked us to, Doctor.
Good, thank you.
Oh, but we're under Fuller's care. Oh, so Fuller is keeping us here as punishment, maybe. Oh, we've still got those damn sleeping pills. So we have fought destiny. Successfully carry out the counter ritual. I wonder if there's a way that you can unsuccessfully carry out the counter ritual. So there are still 9 achievements. Oh, it keeps doing this. There we go. So there's still a few things that we need to do. Piece together Margaret Wickwood's memoirs. Apparently I didn't collect all of those. Discover all the murals of the disappeared tribe. Didn't do those either. I don't know where we get that from. Irene Sanders. I think we could probably have a bit more of a go at her and blame her in the section in her house. I found in that locked cabin near the whaling station fence, we found a load of liquor, which we could have given to the sailors to distract the guards to get us into the warehouse 36 earlier on. Mitchell, no idea who Mitchell is. And I've no idea where the rats in the walls are. And there's also 2 hidden achievements, which I'm assuming are story related. Actually, can we view global achievement stats? Where are the ones that we don't have? Right. That's the Prohibition one. Quite a lot of people got that one. Murals, memoirs. See, farewell. It gives us no indication or clue as to how to get that. And fluent in Relian, or however the hell you're supposed to pronounce it. I actually did some research, quote unquote research. I did some Google searches on how you actually pronounce that, because after that episode where Algernon Drake introduced us to the key, it was the first time I'd ever heard it pronounced in an official source, because I've not played any of the other Cthulhu games and I haven't seen the film that came out a while back. But it does seem like there's a lot of basically disagreement as to how the word is pronounced, the place. Shared guilt. Almost nobody's got that one. So there must be something fairly special that we have to do to get that. But that is going to require an actual proper new playthrough. Which I'm going to get on, because I'm really intrigued to see how different choices can play out, and I will be reporting back with kind of a little mini review of this game, because I've got quite a few friends who are really into Lovecraft and really want to like this game, but they're a little bit reticent to pay full price for anything. But more importantly, I think this is a game that came out to stiff, or ridiculously overpowering, let's be honest, competition in Red Dead Redemption 2. But that's not on PC, and this is. And I do feel like I've enjoyed the game enough to really want to get it out there that, okay, this was my experience with playthrough 1. And I came down a little bit harsh on the end of playthrough 1 because I didn't feel quite as satisfied. Though, to be fair, having thought about it more and slept on it and been thinking about it for most of today, I do feel better about the experience that I had towards the end. There were things that I'd kind of forgotten about and have now remembered about because I've already been I've edited the footage together from the last couple of days. And little things that I'd forgotten about that actually do help fill out. And maybe I could critique it for those things not being as memorable as they should have been in order to round out that experience, but they were there and I'd just forgotten them. Which is not quite as bad as those things not being there in the first place. But yeah, I'm going to go and start a new game. And if anything really interesting or weird or crazy happens, I'll put together another video with some highlights maybe of how that goes. And of course, I think there is at least one more ending. Just got to find out how to get to it. Sorry, Drake. It's over.
I can't let you do this.
But oh, he has thrown his gun away.
No one can force you.
So does somebody need to die for this? What? Sarah? What you doing? Oh, is she gonna... Don't do it.
Sorry, Simon.
Oh, balls. And that ends... Oh, the little wooden soldier. Oh, that's kind of sad. Abrupt, but sad. Is there an after credits? Sleeping pills. More whiskey, please. Looking even more bedraggled than before. Ugh. And it's got this. So in this ending, we again solve the death. But, oh, that's the farewell achievement. But we kind of caused the death as well, because we wouldn't go through the ritual. She saw no purpose in continuing with her life, her existence. She had no more purpose. Her husband's dead. Her son is dead. And the link to this giant eldritch entity has been severed. So yes, 4 endings. Slightly different depending on whether you save Drake or not. I think the default one is you go through with the ritual. Cthulhu gets called. All hell breaks loose. Sarah is killed. You've got the one where you perform the counter ritual, where you end up taking everything into yourself and go nuts. You've got this third one where Sarah commits suicide. And I've already forgotten what the 4th one was. Oh, you shoot yourself. Yeah, you commit suicide and stop it. So all in all, no happy endings for Edward Pierce. Pierce is utterly screwed. Whichever way. He either goes nuts, kills himself, loses himself in the bottle, or not entirely sure what happens to him at the end of the default ending, but yeah. No wonder Enter Madness is the tagline. And incidentally, it still annoys me that Madness isn't capitalized. It's been bugging me for the entire game. Either small e, small m, if you're not going to have punctuation at the end, or capital E, capital M. Tiny gripes, so many tiny gripes with the localization of this game. But that's all 4 endings. So you've now seen all of those and experienced my first impression reactions to these. None of these are recorded in post. These are all I've not seen the endings before. Those were all 3 in this video of the endings that I didn't get on my initial playthrough. I've still got a handful of achievements left to do, but they're going to require just a little bit more work, and you don't need to see that. You're interested in the story and the endings, just like I was, really. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed this final look, this final glimpse of Madness. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Remember to ring the bell to be notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.